High school was terrible until my junior year. That's when things became cool. It was a day like any other day. Yeah. One of my buddies stopped me in the parking lot and he's like, "Hey, we got this great thing we got to show you." Okay, great. Instead of waiting for the buses to leave the parking lot, we cut through a field. My buddy Ed got in the car and said, "Hey, are you going to smoke?" I said, "No, I'm not going to have a cigarette." And we switched seats because the driver's side window didn't work. The anticipation was overwhelming. We approached the road. Yeah, like a long road with a very steep hill at the end. It's like you couldn't really, it was more like a painting. It was like a two-dimensional image. I flipped my hat around and I put ski goggles on. We're 16 and driving like mad, well over 90 miles an hour. Josh hit the gas and we all put on our seatbelts and we're gonna jump this hill. We started driving faster and faster and we approached the hill and we went up the hill. My stomach sank. On the other side of the hill, there was a car parked alongside the road. We saw it. I don't know what happened after that, but we landed and we went through several trees. Flipped, crushed the car, practically made a tin can out of it. It was unlike anything I could really explain.
Were the other people in the car?
One got thrown from the car, Justin, and died instantly. And the other, Ed, who was sitting right next to me, where I was originally sitting, was unresponsive.
Seatbelt stay off, right?
Yep.
Alright, you ready?
All right.
1, 2, 3. Want us to pull it back at all?
Nope, good.
Okay.
Good.
I just want to roll it right down there on the corner.
I was born in a small little farm town of about 1,700. I've always wanted to be a hockey player. I was a captain of the hockey team for 3 or 4 years. The year we took state, I was one of the youngest on the team. I had a few passions in life. I'm dyslexic, so really was more of a hands-on guy. I loved motorcycles. I would have loved to have been a motorcycle mechanic. I like to juggle because it set me apart from other people. It was kind of like a unique dorkness. I almost ran away and joined the circus when I was 15. I taught myself how to breathe fire. I put gas in my mouth and then I blew it at a big torch and a big fireball would shoot out, which is not anything I would advise any 15-year-old to do. When I worked at a summer camp, I would grab 3 butcher's knives off the big magnet on the wall and start juggling them in front of the campers. It was like the coolest thing I've ever done. I was so happy with myself. I built my own workshop where I had a big collection of respectable tools. I would go out there at 11 at night and work until 7 or 8 in the morning. I'm the youngest of 9. Ever since I was a child, I was swinging hammers and gluing boards together. I got in trouble for that a few times. And I thought, yeah, this is what I'm gonna do when I grow up. I'm gonna be a carpenter. That's what I love to do. Or I'm gonna ride my motorcycle around the country and juggle. I was invincible. I mean, I could breathe fire and nothing bad ever happened. So why can't I jump a hill? I remember hearing the sound of sirens, the fire trucks, the helicopter. My arm was wrapped around my head. There was a surreal feeling at first. Can't feel my legs. Can't move anything. Yeah, this is really bad. I woke up briefly getting loaded into the air ambulance. I yelled, I said, "Hey guys, if you're still alive, pray that God will take you to heaven if you die." I gave them the names of Ed and Justin and Josh. Then that was it. Because I had friends that died, that kind of numbed the pain of being paralyzed.
A special presentation to be made. Andy Phelps, this is for you, a former football player, for being the devoted fan that you are. Sincerely, your friends, family, and teammates.
It all hit me at once, the what I can't do, what I'm not going to be able to do. Yeah, I might not be a juggler again. I might not be a carpenter again. I might not ride my motorcycle again. I didn't know what to expect as far as a career in my life. There was the why, the big why question, why did we switch seats even though we ended up both smoking? Why did that happen? Sometimes it was, why did I get to live? And sometimes it was, why did I have to live? I need some kind of career. I didn't know what that looked like. I could have a really easy life, and I don't think anyone would criticize me for it. I could just sit around all day, watch TV, go to the movies, just a happy little quadriplegic along his way. But I wouldn't be satisfied with that. It was kind of difficult at first, but it was the first thing I could really do by myself.
There's an almost inexplicable spiritual significance to working with one's hands. We're not just minds. We're minds and bodies, and one doesn't exist without the other.
I don't know if there's any other quads out there that edit film. Usually it's one hand on the mouse and one hand on the keyboard. I don't have that luxury, so I just make do with one finger that sticks out of my mouth, essentially. Most editors would probably pull their hair out or go nuts. So I take a little bit of pride in that. I'm a little cocky about that sometimes. Even though, it'd be nice to have hands that work that can hit all the buttons, it's still just hitting buttons.
I was wired to work with my hands, wired to be creative with my talents, and I think really wired to work with three-dimensional objects. So here I am.
Editing is a very hands-on profession. It's the same thing when I'm building, or when I was building. I think having a final product is key in anything I do, like with the desk I built. That desk is always going to be there. I want to make stuff. That's all that matters. You know, switching seats right before you get in a wreck and, you know, the place where you were sitting, the guy died. I mean, yeah, that's something that haunted me for years. Why did that happen? But it doesn't matter if I'm paralyzed or if I'm mute or if I'm blind or if I'm deaf or if I'm just fine. I need to build stuff or write stuff or do something that's going to entertain or educate or make people feel better. It has nothing to do with, you know, because I can't walk. It's like, well, no, you know, this is who I am.